Man, I love lifting weights. I can eat whatever the hell I want and I never get fat. I even eat the packaging. Not really lifting as hard as I used to. Well, I'm still gonna eat because I love my food. Should have really kept lifting weights and stopped eating. There's just a cushion. Time Man of the Bald A-hole here, officially wearing the greatest t-shirt ever. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little cute animal on treadmill and it says, "Never skip rest day," because he's gone to the gym to have a rest day. It's very funny. You should laugh. Today, look, we did a video, I don't know, month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month ago, where we talked about unavoidable weight training, weightlifting side effects, right? That's just gonna happen when you decide to go to the gym and the things you can do to try and circumnavigate them so they don't whoop your ass. Well, today, we're gonna talk about the avoidable ones. Because like, okay, well, if people wanna know about the unavoidable ones, there are some things that you fall into and you may not realize, oh, I can get around this, mostly because there's a lot of nonsense out there in fitness world. So let's just talk about it now. 10 avoidable weight training mistakes, side effects, thingamabobs, and how to deal with them. Just realized I said 10, I meant 8, so now you're really confused. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute moron. And number 8, the tie into the intro is after you stop lifting weights and going to the gym, all that muscle is going to turn into fat or you're going to become overweight after you stop training. I don't know what the stupid myth that people say is, but it's exactly that. It's not true. It's a pile of baloney. The only reason people get fat when they stop lifting, so, have a side effect, is because they keep consuming the same amount of calories, and because they're not going to the gym, there's nothing for these calories to do. Don't forget, calorie is a fuel. So they just sit there and they become fat. It's called being a human. It absolutely sucks. Do you know, I swear, even if I'm 99 years old, like I'm going to live to 99, I'll be dead by like 12. Doesn't make sense. If I get to 99 years old and they release a pill that says, oh, if you take this pill, you can now eat whatever you want, never get fat, I'm going to stab myself in the eye because I'll be so pissed off that had such this amazing life, but the pill has only come in towards the end. I just wouldn't be able to handle it. But it's as simple as that. Muscle can't turn into fat, and fat can't turn into muscle. That's like me turning into a piece of cheese. Unless we're going to get some kind of technology to do that, some kind of technology you're going to build, the DNA or the molecular structure, whatever you want to call it, they don't, look at what I do with my hands, but they don't come together. They're not the same kind of a thing. And if I ever can do that, I will be a very rich man. So if you find yourself when you're not going to the gym, maybe you're injured, maybe you can't go, maybe you've just given up, reduce your calories. It's as simple as that. If you're not being as active, you just need to eat less. Number 7 is you are going to get injured. You cannot get away from suffering injuries throughout your gym career unless you are super lucky, but a great way to avoid them is to warm up. I can't believe the amount of people that do not have a warm-up routine. I can't believe it. Of course I can believe it. It's a normal thing to happen on earth. But you absolutely need a warm-up routine. I understand you get to the gym. The last thing you want to do is dedicate 10, 15 minutes to doing this because it's boring and you get no reward, no immediate reward, right? Ain't no bicep vein going crazy because you do a warm-up. And you should do a warm-down too. We'll throw that in here as well. When you warm up, pick your cardio machine of choice. Just do 5 if you're not doing anything, but do 5 to 10 to 15 minutes. Nothing intense, nothing crazy. Get your heart going. Maybe get a little bit of a sweat on just to prepare your body to lift weights. Because the last thing you want to do is go into a weight room and start lifting things cold. It's not going to work. And, well, it will work to a certain degree, but you're just putting yourself at more risk. And then when you're done, just do a little bit of dynamic stretching. Touch your toes, lay on the floor, roll around, slap yourself in the head, whatever you think is going to work. Try not to do stretching beforehand, because that can actually make you more prone to injuries. That's what the science says, so we may as well go with it, although I'm sure for some people it does help. But a little cardio before, a little bit of stretching afterwards. I'm a big fan of YWTs or YTWs, whatever the hell they're called. They're a shoulder exercise. Just Google it. I'll put some pictures on the screen now. It could change your lifting life. And the only time we ever go, oh, I should have warmed up, is when we just pulled a hamstring. Number 6 is that your workout is taking too long. I tell you why your workout is taking too long, because I bet you are having massive rest sets. We all do this because of the phone. I don't mind people having phones in gyms. It's 2020, the world has changed. But we get on our phones or we get distracted by something else. And I'm not saying that you should time every single rest set that you do, but I bet if you did, you'll look at it and it'll be like 4 minutes. Unless you're like a strength athlete or a strength competitor where you're doing 1 rep maxes and you really need to get back to 0 before you do that next set, you do not need to be resting for 4 minutes. Not every single set anyway. Your workout is going to take like 72 hours and 3 days are going to have passed. Your work's going to be on the phone saying, you're fired. You're like, oh, just to do a back workout. It wasn't worth it. Unless it was the greatest back workout ever, then maybe it is. They say that ideally you want to wait around about 120 seconds, 2 minutes, but look, maybe you need to go to the loo, or maybe someone's using the machine you want to do, right? You don't need to get double down on that. But I see all these people saying, why can't I cut my workouts down? And then you talk about rest sets and they're basically going to sleep. They're this guy. They're being my cute little animal friend. No, you do need to be somewhat intense even in your rests. Doesn't mean you have to drop it down to 30 seconds, 45. Some people do. They like it that way. But I kind of feel that people that fit into that category are trying to get some kind of cardio exercise out of their weightlifting. I don't do that. Cardio is for cardio. Weightlifting is for weightlifting. But just try and speed it up a little bit. Number 5 is overtraining your muscles. I know comments, it doesn't exist. Overtraining is a myth. Great. You waltz into overtraining and then we can have a little bit of a conversation. It does exist. Is it very hard to do? It is actually, because your body is quite durable, but you've got to listen to your body, right? No one listens to your body. And the simplest way not to overtrain is to just take another rest day. That's it. If you watch my channel for a while, you know my preferred split is push, pull, legs, rest, push, pull, legs, rest. Somebody messaged me the other day saying, Miller, can I just do like push, pull, legs, rest? I'm like, you can, but you've just taken out another rest day. You're also, say you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If Monday you're doing push, you know, you've now brought the second one forward to Thursday rather than Friday. And in that 24 hours, your body is going to go through quite a big deal of repair and your stress levels are going to be up, your cortisol levels are going to rise. If you're doing it here and there, it's okay. But if that's becoming your routine, I think eventually you may just start to wear out. And it's not necessarily going to wear out to the point you have headaches or you can't sleep or all these things that come along with overtraining, but you just may not be as progressing as much as you want to. Like the people that can kind of rest the most are people that just started lifting weights, because your body will recover really quickly. It's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But when you kind of get to that moderate to advanced level, you have to be twice as intense in your workouts, but you also have to be twice as cautious when it comes to rest and recovery. Nobody ever agrees with that because it sounds like you're being a wuss. But I don't think you are. I think rest and recovery are massively important. I remember, quick side story, I saw an interview with Batista, massive wrestler, and he said when he got into his mid to late 30s, one of the best things he ever did was adding in an extra rest day, and by the end of that year, whatever it was, by the end of that period, he felt, he looked, and was bigger. So it doesn't actually matter if he was or wasn't, but he felt bigger. So I'm presuming everything was just functioning better. Take an extra flipping rest day. Number 4 is acne. I talk about this all the time because I suffer from it. It's nice and simple. Just wash as fast as you can. Now, most people have some kind of journey when they travel home from the gym. You can get those water wipes, right? If you're like me, you don't like rubbing chemical stuff on your body because your body's like, chemicals, and it makes all your spots even worse. You can get these water wipes, I think like 99.5% water, but you can just wipe them over your face, wipe them over your shoulders, get as much as your back. You know, these are the prone areas for acne. It means even if you have a 5-10 minute journey home where you may be sat there in your sweaty vest and you can always bring a change of clothes to drive home, you've just taken that edge off. And it does suck. People roll their eyes when I talk about acne. It just means you never had acne. When you do have spots, it just kills you. And it makes you want to cry. And it makes you want to go eat a load of pizza, which is the last thing we want to be doing when we're aiming for ab town. Number 3 is joint pain. Now, again, like other things on this list, the injury one, you are going to have somewhat joint pain just from lifting weights. Some people won't, but again, you are pushing your body quite hard. There has to be a reaction to that. But always remember in the back of your mind, the way to deal with it is form over weight, form over weight, form over weight, or form over how much you're lifting. You don't need to be Superman on every single lift you're doing. I know it's great, especially on a machine, taking that little thing and sticking it right at the bottom. That sounds weird out of context. But if you're not got the right form anyway, and you're not doing time under tension, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're probably going to get injured. Also, don't march into a gym and do a 250 kilogram deadlift straight away. Build up to it, or at least make sure that you're warm. It is that simple. It's going to help your joints long term. Even if you never suffer a massive injuries, you're still treating your body right. And I get it, 20s, 30s, we all feel invincible. But when you get into your 40s, 50s, 60s, or so it seems by the people I talk to, you do have to pay. You know, it's like you have to pay the piper. You have to pay the price. So whatever we can do now to try and negate that, I think future you is going to appreciate. And I like future you. Maybe. Or you could have become a criminal. Number 2 is that your friends think you're weird because sometimes you'll pick going to the gym over doing entertainment activities. Like they don't exist anymore, but like cinema or bowling, whatever. The way to deal with it is simple. Fuck those guys. They don't know what they're talking about. Push them into a well. And number 1 is that you don't have time. That is an avoidable side effect. You want to know why? Get up earlier. I never say go to bed later, because rest and recovery we've already talked about, but you can get up earlier. Some people really underestimate the power of a 30-minute workout. Not if that's what you're doing all the time, unless it fits into your plan. If your plan was to do nothing, and then you get up 30 minutes earlier and you do 30 minutes of a workout, you've achieved. You really have. If this is the first video of mine you ever watched, firstly, I love you, because you made it all the way through to the end, and YouTube's all about audience retention. You can do 10 push-ups today, and in terms of your chart of how awesome you are at working out, you're at the top, because you didn't do 10 push-ups yesterday, and you didn't do 10 push-ups last week. So if you can just find 30 minutes in your day, then you have extra time. It's just true. You do. And no one I know in the history of the world, and there'll always be one guy like, well, it's different for me, Simon. All right, well, it sucks to be you. No one has ever had 30 minutes less sleep. Oh, God, I'm so tired. If I got an extra 30 minutes, no, you're tired anyway, because we're all tired. That's the secret. You know how the Incredible Hulk's always like, oh, my secret is I'm always angry.
That's my secret, Cat. I'm always angry.
Secret of being a human is that you're always tired. You get past 28 years old, and all of a sudden it's like, now you have to be tired constantly. I don't know why. Do you think I like it? No. Bring it back in. Just sleep on the treadmill. No, don't wake up. I've ruined it. And there you go, 8 avoidable side effects and the ways to deal with them. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, ding ding, so you know when another video is going to go live. Patreon.com/SimonMiller316. Instagram and Twitter, SimonMiller316. SimonMiller.BigCartel.com for merchandise. You may have noticed a little bit of a change on the channel recently. I'm trying every other day uploads because people were just saying, I want to watch all your videos, Miller, but I can't catch up. And I want more of the audience to watch, of course. If you disagree, drop a comment below and I can always go back to that. I don't mind the work. In fact, I freaking love it. And I love the fact people are engaged. I will see you soon.